Om Shanti. So today I want to discuss the blessing that Baba has given first, and then we'll go to other points. So in the blessing, Baba says, and the meditation we just did was based on the blessing. So I'll read that out to you first. The blessing will be read. Baba says, may you be an easy and constant yogi and be constantly seated on the lotus seat while performing every act. Okay? Now, do you want to be an easy and constant yogi? Do you want to be an easy and constant yogi? So, there are many people in the world who wouldn't say yes to that. But, but we children have understood that it is of great benefit to be an easy and constant yogi. Now, yogi means, see, everybody is a yogi. Okay? It's not like when we come in Gyan, we become yogis. We are always yogi. Is there someone or something on your mind right now? Yes, there is. There is no person who doesn't have someone or something, some event, something on your mind and buddhi at any point during the day. Yes? So you definitely have someone or something in your man and buddhi all through the day. Okay? And it changes from time to time. So whatever you have in your man and buddhi is where your yoga is. So yoga means your mental connection. And the law of yoga is you start an energy exchange with that one or that thing which is on your mind. Yes, so if you have someone angry on your mind, then you will start to feel angry. If you have someone who is anxious on your mind, you will also start to become anxious. Yes, so that's how it works. Now, this is why you never use the word yoga for what you do all day, because the one thing or the person you have yoga with is not doing any good to you. That's why you don't use the word yoga for it, because yoga is considered to make you powerful, peaceful, happy. So Baba says this is why it is a very good idea to desire to be in a place where you are in constant yoga with Baba. Okay, because Baba is the ocean of knowledge, purity, peace, love, happiness, bliss, and power. And if I am in constant and easy yoga with Baba, then I will always be in a state of mind which is like Baba. Yes, because your state of mind is like the state of the mind of the one you are in yoga with. So Baba says it's a good idea to aspire to be a constant and easy yogi. And then Baba says, so the blessing is, may you be that, and for that, may you be constantly seated on the lotus seat. Now, just like in the meditation we practiced, that when I'm very light, then my man and buddhi go upwards towards Baba. Otherwise, when there is a burden of the pulse of the things of this world, then you will not be able to be a constant and easy yogi. So, seating on the lotus seat means you are in a place where nothing of this world is pulling your attention. Okay? So Baba says in the blessing, in order to be constantly yukta, you have to be constantly remaining seated on the lotus seat. However, only those who are light can remain stable on the lotus seat. So, if you are very light in your state, then you will always be able to stay in remembrance of Baba. But are you that light? So, whenever you sit in yoga, what happens? So, you want to think about Baba, and what do you end up thinking about? Yes, so you end up thinking about the food that you have to cook, or the work that you have to do, or the business that you have to run, or your children who have to, who have to be taken care of. So all those things start pulling your attention. Now, this is a very interesting position we are in, because you cannot help your work, you cannot help your health, you cannot help your children if you are not in a powerful state of mind. Yes? So, the very things that pull your attention away from Baba cannot be taken care of if you don't pull your attention away from them. Okay, so this is like a vicious cycle we are in. So we think that to earn money, we have to think about money. But to earn money, you have to be in a good spiritual stage. A powerful, peaceful soul full of the power of discernment, decision making, and every other power. And if you don't be yogyukt with Baba, then you cannot fill yourself with those powers. And if you can't do that, you can't take care of your business. Yes? So if you sit in yoga and you're pulled by the thoughts of your business, then you are sabotaging the prospects of your growing business itself. Okay, so this is the catch 22 we are in. Now, Baba tells us, in order to be constantly yogyukt, because yogyukt means yukti yukt. Learn these two words, yogyukt, yukti yukt. So when you are in connection with Baba, when you are light, when you are in deep communion with Baba, so that you are like Baba in your stage, then you are yukti yukt. Yukti yukt means you do the right thing at the right time. Okay, and doing the right thing at the right time will lead you to desired results. Yes, so Baba says, you need to be yogyukt so that you are yukti yukt, doing the right thing at the right time. And in order to be constantly yogyukt, you have to constantly remain seated on the lotus seat. However, only those who are light can remain stable on the lotus seat. Otherwise, you will try to sit on the lotus seat, but you will slip away. Okay, so now how do you become so light? So Baba says, let there not be any type of burden or bondage. When all the burdens, now Baba is today giving a list of all the burdens that we carry. And at this point, I will give you the image of a picture that I saw some time back. It's very beautiful. So there is this person who is carrying a cart. So he's driving a cart and he has this big head which symbolizes his ego. And his head is rested on the cart behind him and he's pulling his head all day along. And that's what's tiring him. So you see, it's his own head that he's carrying on a cart. So Baba says, you are not tired, you are not depleted because of the external world. You are depleted because of what you are carrying all day because of your ego. And what are the burdens that we are carrying because of our ego? So the first burden is the burden on your mind of thoughts. Yes? Now, just tell me one thing. If you stopped thinking about the things you think for 1 hour, will the world collapse? So the world will remain as it is or probably become a better place. Yes, but we keep thinking about everyone and everything, and we have this strange idea that if I stop thinking about things, then probably things and people will collapse. It's kind of, you are living in this illusion that you're holding the world together by the way you think about them. So Baba says, if you just check, 99% of your thoughts are unnecessary. Am I right? 99% of your thoughts are just unnecessary. And it wouldn't make any difference to anything or anyone if you stop thinking those thoughts. Yes, there are only 1% thoughts which are necessary, which are about action, which are actually about things that you do something about. Most of the things are unnecessary. So Baba says, just unburden yourself from that. And it is your ego that makes you think that it is your duty and responsibility to think about everything and everyone in the world. Yes? And it doesn't, most of those things and people don't concern you immediately or even remotely. Right? But we keep thinking about them because this is some strange idea that we've been trained into. So Baba says, instead what you do is, you just shed that burden of unnecessary thoughts and become very light and stay in the remembrance of Baba. Then the second burden is the burden of sanskars. Now, what is the burden of sanskars? This is a very interesting term that Baba uses. This should be like this shouldn't be like this, I like this, I don't like this. You keep playing this commentary and nobody in the world is asking you what you like and what you don't like. So we are carrying the burden of our sanskars all day. Yes, and then we are thinking based on our sanskars, we are talking based on our sanskars, we are acting based on our sanskars. And Baba says, your sanskars are only making a difference to you, not to anybody else. Okay, so basically, when Baba says the burden of sanskars is the burden of this language that we speak to ourselves, I like this, I don't like this. This is right, this is wrong, this is good, this is bad, this is fair, this is unfair. You keep doing this all day, just based on how you think things and people should be. But that's just something that you burden yourself with. It doesn't make a difference to anybody or anything else. So Baba says, just drop that burden. And how do you drop that? You just tell yourself, it is what it is. Even if I like it or not like it, even if I approve of it or not approve of it, it is what it is. And it is how it's meant to be. Yes, and if you just keep telling yourself this repeatedly, instead of this is right and this is wrong, then slowly you will feel you are very less burdened. Yes, and I remember there was this one scene many years back where there was this one person doing something their way and I didn't like it. So I spent 15 minutes telling them how their way was wrong and how they should do it my way, okay? And explaining my way to them. And after those 15 minutes, when I left them, they did the same thing, okay? And then, after that 15 minutes, I had this triumphant attitude and I felt like I have really done some great job telling them that they are doing it wrong. And I was explaining it to this other person and saying, this person was doing it all wrong and I corrected him and now I have taught him how to do it right. And then that person said, and yes, he has learned it very well. Why don't you just turn around and see what he's doing? So, so, so then I understood I just wasted 15 minutes of my time. So Baba says, and this is about going and telling that person, but just think about the amount of thinking you engage in about what is right, what is wrong, who is right, who is wrong, who is doing the right thing, who is doing the wrong thing. You keep doing this and it creates a lot of burden inside of us. And that burden doesn't allow us to fly. So Baba says, unburden yourself from the burden of sanskars. And then the third thing is the burden of attraction to excuse me. The third thing is the burden of attraction to perishable things of the world. Okay, so things have their own way of coming, being, and going. Yes, so let's take the example of a phone. Many people are very attracted to their phone these days. Okay, many are very attached to their phone these days. Now, your smartphone has its own journey. So one day it was born and then it has a life. That life could be 2 days, that life could be 2 years, that life could be 5 years, and then it has to die. Okay? It has its own journey. And that thing is on its own journey. And you keep creating these emotions, these thoughts about it. You sometimes feel you are taking care of it. Sometimes you feel you are charging it. Sometimes you feel you are, elonging its life, or you create so many emotions towards it. And you create so many thoughts about it. But then that is completely unrelated to its journey. So you could just see a perishable thing as a perishable thing and an object of use, and not have this attraction towards it. And when you use something, you take care of it very dispassionately. You don't have to take care of it with attachment. So Baba says, there are so many perishable objects in and around you which you use, and while you use them, you have to be very dispassionate with them and take care of them because they are making your life easy and comfortable. But if you're attached to them or attracted to them, you keep thinking about it. So you have a diamond ring and then you have locked it up in a locker and it's safe. But then still, if somebody enters the room, you keep thinking about whether they are stealing it. And it's not possible to steal it. So it's lying in the locker safe and sound, but you have this burden of thought. that somebody will steal it, somebody will take it away, somebody will harm it, or it will get damaged, or something or the other. And there is so much burden about it. Yes. And every time something happens on its journey in the natural course, then your heart skips a beat. So Baba says, unburden yourself with this burden of attraction to perishable things. And then the fourth thing is the burden of attachment to your lokic relations. So, you are related to so many souls around you in a lokic way, in a physical way. And again, their journey is their own. They have a pre-recorded part to play, and they are playing it. And you need to be yourself so that they can be influenced by your example. But if you keep thinking about them, keep thinking about how they should be or shouldn't be, or keep crying over their losses or celebrating their achievements, then it doesn't help them. But what it does is it starts exercising a burden on your mental state. Okay, so now do you see how much burden you're carrying? And actually how light you can be. So Baba gives us this beautiful idea today that just drop these 4 things from your awareness and become very light. And in that lightness, be constantly and easily yog-yukt. All the time, have Baba's powers and virtues in your awareness, Baba's knowledge in your awareness, and you be in a state which is very much like Baba. Powerful, peaceful, loveful. And that is how you will do the right thing at the right time. So Baba says, you will then be able to be seated on the lotus seat and be a constant yogi. So imbibe this blessing today very well. And the slogan today is, imbibe the virtue of tolerance, and you will not have to take the support of falsehood. So what is falsehood? So truth is you are a pure, peaceful, powerful, loveful, blissful soul, right? And falsehood is lust, anger, ego, attachment, and greed. And why do you take the help of or support of falsehood? Because you don't have the power to tolerate. Yes? Why do you use anger? If somebody is getting angry, somebody is speaking bitter words, why do you need to get angry in return? Why can't you stay peaceful? Because you don't have enough power of tolerance. And if you have power of tolerance, then anybody can do anything. Anything can be the way they want, and you can still be peaceful, loveful, blissful, and pure. Right? Now, somebody is displaying, something that invokes lust in you. Yes? But then why does your lust get invoked? Because you don't have enough power of tolerance. Yes, otherwise, whatever is in front of you will not affect you. So, you coming into falsehood is about lack of power to accommodate or power to tolerate. Yes. And in the Murli today, Baba also speaks about how you should never slip into falsehood come what may. And Baba in the Murli says, simply remember 2 things, alpha and beta. What is alpha and beta? Alpha means Baba has come and Baba is here teaching me. Baba has come from the soul world just for me. And beta means Baba is teaching me so that I can become the king of Satyug. Okay? So Alf means Allah, remember God and His presence. And beta means remember your future kingdom. Okay? Now I will tell you one thing. So I have this friend who is a doctor, and she studied 5 years in her MBBS and later post graduation and this and that. And by the time she became a doctor, she started practicing. There were many of our friends who had gotten married and had children, and they were into jobs for 4 years by then. And then there was this one friend who asked her, so how could you persevere for so long? So it's a long study, like 7 to 8 years you're just studying. And how could you just commit to that study for so long and not get distracted in between? And then she said that whenever there was a distraction, I told myself, this 1 minute of distraction will cost you your degree. So it will cost you what you're going to become. So you see the power of knowing what you're going to become and how what you do right now can cost you that is such a beautiful and big power. And Baba says that when Baba says, remember Baba and remember your future kingdom, what Baba means is, whenever there is a scene in front of you and you are lured into being vicious or acting against your original qualities, then remember who has come and what you will lose by falling into the trap of Maya right now. So Baba says, remember that if you are able to stay peaceful, calm, happy and loveful in this situation, then you will be going to the future kingdom. And if you lose it at this moment, then it will affect your future inheritance. So this is what Baba means by saying, remember two things, alpha and beta. You will then become pure and also be able to fly and claim a high status. You should have the concern of definitely remembering the Father no matter what happens. Yes, and you know that your only protection in this world is the protection you receive by remembering the Father. And when you remember Baba, Baba doesn't protect you. What you gain from that remembrance protects you. Yes, so when you remember Baba, you become pure, peaceful, loveful, blissful, powerful, and that state protects you. So Baba says, when you understand that the only way to win in every situation, pass every storm like a winner, is by remembering Baba and protecting yourself by the powers and virtues you gain by that remembrance. So Baba says, storms of Maya will come, but you mustn't be defeated. So there will be scenes and behaviors that will invoke lust, anger, ego, attachment and greed. But you don't be defeated, because if you are defeated, you will lose your status in the future. Are you so self-aware? Yes? Are you so self-aware? How many of you are? That any small act that I perform under the vices is going to cost me my future status. Are you that self-aware? I remember there is this scene when I was in office. There was this person and He told me, Didi, can I go and sit under the sun and have some vitamin D? So it was lunch break, and he said, I want to go for a break. I want to sit under the sun and have some vitamin D. So I said, go. If you're so health conscious, who can stop you? You're health aware, so go. So he went, and then I went downstairs for some work, and I saw him sitting under the sun and smoking a cigarette. And then, and then I told him, you are so health conscious, you know the importance of vitamin D. Don't you know what the cigarette does to your body? So you see that right now our buddhis are, so every soul has this corrupt buddhi. And this buddhi doesn't work. So we are so impure in our state that our buddhi cannot see what we are doing. Two opposite things. You're sitting under the sun, you're happy, vitamin D, and then you don't even recognize what you're doing on the other hand. Now Baba says, we the souls who are being taught by Baba are being trained to have a divya buddhi. So a buddhi that discerns and decides well. And this Murli every day is the word of the buddhivano ki buddhi. So Shiv Baba, who is the bestower of intelligence to the divine, that Baba is training us every day to have a buddhi which can discern and decide well. So the more we listen to Murli, the more we stay in remembrance of Baba, we will have the power to discern that every time there is a storm of Maya, there is a scene or a behavior which is triggering our lust, anger, ego, attachment, and greed, we will have the sensibility to stop ourselves from being pulled into that. And we will be able to recognize that this one moment of failure will cost me my status in the kingdom. And we will be able to stop ourselves from being defeated. So Baba says, the more you think about who has come to teach you, and the more you think about what is it that you're going to become, you will have that discernment which will stop you from being defeated in the face of Maya calling you out. Okay? And then Baba today says, so since they are new children also, Baba knows it. So Baba says, sweet children, even though you have come late, okay, if you make fast efforts, you will be able to go ahead. Okay, and what is a fast effort? Think about this today. So if somebody goes and takes an exam which has multiple choices, 60 questions in 60 minutes, and they do 30 questions in 60 minutes, that's not fast enough. Okay, so you have to practice enough so that you do 60 questions in 60 minutes. That's fast. Now, what is fast effort? Paying so much attention to knowledge, yoga, purity, and seva that you are in a place where if there are 5 challenges during the day, you are able to cross those 5 unshaken. And if there are 50, you are able to cross them unshaken. That's fast effort. And how fast is your effort will be determined by how much you pass or fail during the day. Okay? So Baba says, it's no problem that you've come late, but make fast enough effort and then you will be able to stop ahead, to go ahead. And Baba gives a warning also. What's the warning? Stop worrying about others and remain busy in making your own efforts. Because most of our time and energy is lost in worrying about others. So Baba says, that's not your worry. I have come, I am worrying about everybody. You just worry about yourself. You take care of your effort. So will you all stick to this? Make fast effort and stop worrying about others and take care of your own efforts. If you are two people in the same house who have undertaken the course and one of you wake up at Amrit Vela, don't spend your time worrying about whether the other one has woken up or not. Okay? Just worry about your own effort. Because, if there are two people who have taken the course, then if you wake up and the other one doesn't, whole Amrit Vela, you are worried about why they didn't wake up after undertaking the course. But the thing is, you lost your chance to fill yourself with Baba's power because you were worrying about them. And this goes on all day. So you don't worry if somebody chooses to be a slave in Satyug. You want to be a king, you make that effort. Okay? Om Shanti. Now today is Satguruvar, the day of Satguru Baba. And very lovingly, we will all offer bhog to Baba. There are some children who have sent special remembrances to Baba and contributed for the bhog today. And one of them has a birthday, and there are two who have anniversaries, and there is one dear Baba's child who has a new shop being inaugurated. So they are into business and new shop is coming up. So we will all take blessings from Baba and give them also, and collectively we'll offer bhog to Baba. So just wait for 2 minutes and I'll direct you to the other room. Om Shanti.